Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again, and we're well into April now, and it's bloody beautiful weather, but we're all stuck indoors, which is a bit of a shame. I've actually been doing some multi-drop stuff. I've been out and enjoying it a little bit more, walking around, and because I live in the beautiful Norfolk, and Norfolk is beautiful, I've been doing all the villages and enjoying the views. So whilst everyone else has been screwing indoors, I've been sort of enjoying it a little bit, which, you know, in these times I shouldn't be enjoying anything, but you know, you got to take what you can get. So anyway, today, load limits, how they work, how you can figure out your load limit, what's the sort of laws around it. So if you've got a bog standard driving license, you can carry up to 3.5 tons. That is your limit. And unless you've got the granddad rights, which gives you a bit more, I'm not 100% sure how, you know, you'll have to look that up myself, but I've never had to worry about it because I'm not old enough to have, you know, the older driving licenses. So 3.5 tons, that's all the way up from any vehicle up to a Luton. If you go above a Luton, then you've got to get special licenses, you've got to take more tests. But for the purpose of this video, 3.5 tons. So my van is a Ford Transit 350, sorry. And that means it's designed to take up to 3.5 tons. That doesn't mean I can put 3.5 tons on the back. That's 3.5 tons, including the van, yourself, the petrol, and then a weight that takes you up to 3.5 tons. You can't put 3.5 tons on the back. And if you did, you'll probably destroy your van. Like, I've had this van up to pretty much its max, which is roughly 1.2 kilograms. If you go on the way you can figure out how much you can put on the back of your van is if you go onto the, if you've got Ford, go onto the Ford website. If you've got a Mercedes, go onto that. It will give you all the specs for every van. You just type in load limit, length, and everything. It will tell you exactly how much it is. It's a bit different when it comes to load limits because there is some variation, but we'll go into that in a second. So, but generally I should be able to put 1,200 kilograms on the back. This van felt it, it went right down. So it's designed to go up to that. You can put more weight on. The van's not just going to fall apart, but you shouldn't. First of all, because you're breaking the law, and second of all, the van's really not going to like it. If you know how the van works, it's got springs at the back on either side. Most vans will be single springs. You can change them to double springs, makes the ride a lot more comfortable. But if you keep putting heavy weight on the back there, those springs are going to start bending, and it's going to cause you, and if they snap, big problems. And per spring you're looking at, to just buy the spring is about 180, 200 quid minimum. And then you've got labour to get them changed. So they're not cheap. So you want to look after your van. But anyway, so how do you figure out how much weight you can put on your van? The way I know how much my van can take, I went on the website, I looked it up, I saw the load limit. But that's not exactly true because we're all bigger, different sizes. We all carry different gear in our vans. You got to take that into consideration. So I should be able to take 1,256 kilograms. But if I'm 5 stone heavier than someone else, I should really take less. So the way you figure it out, take your van to one of these scrap yards or places like that where they have the scales. And the way those places work is you drive in with a van full of whatever, you unload it and you drive out and they give you the weight difference and then they pay you. So what you can do is just go in there, get weighed empty. But what you want to do is you want to fill your tank up with petrol, you want to have a big ass breakfast, you want to have all your gear in the van, and they will tell you how much you weigh. You deduct that from 3.5 tons, that gives you your magic number of how much you can put in the van. Sometimes I find it crazy. I'll go on the CX and someone will post a job on that. They need a long wheelbase and the weight of it's like 1,500 kilograms. It's like, no van in the world, no long wheelbase in the world can you take that. That's a 2-van job. I think there's one which you can take 1,400 kilograms. I think one of the Fords, like front wheel drive, something or other. But check your weights, because if you get pulled over by the cops and they find out you're overweight, it's not cheap. First thing they're going to do is they're going to say you can't move. They'll clamp your van. That means the job you're doing, if you've got a load of them, isn't getting delivered. You're not getting paid for that job. You're probably going to lose a customer. There's going to be a lot of peed off people. Second of all, it's going to cost you about 80 quid to get unclamped, roughly, as a bog standard charge. Now, depending on how much overweight you are, depends on how big your fine's going to be. So there is a little bit of wiggle room, but not a lot. But if you're 5 to 10% overweight of your weight, it's about £100 charge. 10 to 15, I think it's £200. 15 to 30, how you get 30% over that weight, I do not know. But 15 to 30 is, I think, a £300 charge, and anything over that is a court summon. Either way, it's a lot of money to pay out. Full stop. If you're thinking minimum is 180 quid. You're thinking like 80 quid to get unclamped, £100 for that minimum. That's a lot of money. Probably not even worth the job. So you want to be really careful. And obviously, if you get court summoned, you're going to get points on your license. Your insurance is going to go up. If you're overweight, it's causing damage to your van, which is going to hurt you in the long run. You know, they're designed to go up to certain weights. To be honest, if you take your van to the max, which I have once, and I actually regretted it afterwards because I felt every bump in the road. I knew it was not helping my suspension, my axle, or anything. If you're taking to the max, you're putting a lot of wear and tear. Plus, it will drink petrol if you're overweight. Drink petrol. Or diesel, whatever you want to say. So, first things first, if you're out there and you're worried about weights and stuff, go out, get your weight checked. You can go online, you can have a look at the specs, and you can get a rough estimate. If you really want to be precise, go and get it weighed with your cell phone, with all your gear on, with full tank of petrol, and then you will have an exact number, legally how much you are allowed on the van. When you're at that point, obviously just don't take any jobs that are over or near it. One of the big problems though, and this is something which is it's a bit hard to plan for, because you can't really tell sometimes, is you might go to a job, they might say, let's say I'm allowed 1,200 kilograms on it. They might say it's a ton. It's a ton, a little bit over. You put anything that's a significant weight on the back of the van, the van's going to go down. You can't necessarily tell how far it's gone down or how much that weight is. If the shipper, the customer has overloaded you, then you don't necessarily know. In that situation, it might be a case of going, that looks a bit too heavy, take it off. And then speak to your shipper. But you can't always tell, and that can be a problem. So, but I think, you've got to be careful not to overload and make sure you know your legal rights and how much you're allowed up to, and, where to go forward from that. So, and that 3.5 tons, that's all the way up to a Luton. Lutons actually can carry less weight than a long wheelbase because they're bigger, they're bulkier, but they're still up to 3.5 tons. So they might only be able to take a ton. You can, and a long wheelbase can probably take another 100, 150, 200 kilograms. So you can actually take heavier stuff. You just don't have as much space. But that's how that works. So hopefully that's helped you, some of you people. If you're sat there and you're thinking, oh, well, I don't know my weight and that, go and find out. It's also the same with sort of your van length and your van height and all that. Before you start running, or if you're new or you're looking at it, when you get your van, get your length, get your height. Measure your door as well. The back doors, angle to angle, because you can put things in sideways, do all that sort of stuff. Get all your specs. I have mine written down actually up here. So if anyone asks me, or I'm on the phone to a shipper saying, oh, I got a job, it's this, I can pull it out, just have a quick look. Oh, I can take that length, I can take that width. Have it on you. It's good information to have, because, you can straight away say to someone, yes, I can take that job. No, I can't. There's nothing worse than accepting a job, driving all the way there, getting there and realising, actually, my van's not the right size. You're not going to get paid for it. So, If you've liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I know I haven't done many videos the last few days. I'm trying to get a few more out. I've just been really busy the last couple of days, and I wanted to do one every day through the lockdown, but then I stopped self-isolating and started working again. It's been a bit difficult. So I'm going to try and throw out as many as possible, try and help you guys out, try and give you a bit of entertainment while you're sat at home maybe. But anyway, as always, be safe out there and have a great day.